scared because I feel like I may get in trouble for saying the things I'm going to say. People may come after me, but I'm going to say it anyway. So I've been a nurse for 17 years. I'm very proud to be a nurse. It gives me great pride. I'm there for people at their worst. I try to make it so their minds are taken off the illnesses they have and maybe even smile. These are the things that make me feel worthwhile as a human.
Thank you.
However, I have to say this, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just got my DPD about 2 weeks ago. Vaccines don't scare me, but this is not a vaccine. It doesn't even give immunity, which is probably the reason why we get vaccines, right? So I've been living I have to say one thing, it may be TMI, but I'm a homosexual, and back in the late 90s, I felt like I always had to hide. I had to never be who I was. I felt like I'd lose my job if people found out my reality. I feel the same way today. At work, I'm terrified of my coworkers finding out I'm unvaccinated. I feel that I'll be ostracized, they won't talk to me, I'll be bullied, I'll be intimidated, and you know what? It would be easier for me just to take the damn vaccine. I can keep my job, I keep my friends, I keep my family, my colleagues, but no, there's something inside of me. My conscience won't let me do it. And why is that? Everyone here is special. Why do you all have the conscience to not let you take the easy way out? We're the special ones. That's how I feel. So yes, I'm willing to lose my job. I can work another 15 years, get my pension, get my RSP, live comfortable, ski for the rest of my life, but no, I'm going to lose it all because of what I believe. I've seen too many adverse reactions as well. I've seen 38-year-olds come in with major strokes for no reason, double vaxxed. Even heard the doctors talk about it. I see every patient that comes from the community, doesn't matter what it is. You can have tonsillitis. If you come from the community, you're labeled as COVID potential. So we treat you like you have COVID. We wear PPE 7 to 8 times a day. It's exhausting. And you think 2 weeks later a doctor's going to take the time out of their day to test to see if they're negative? No, they stay positive on their chart. Where I work, we deal with very high acuity people from every area of the hospital, ICU, emerge everywhere. And there was 2 techs who took it upon themselves to see the data. And in 18 months, we had 2 COVID patients. That's it. And the only thing I can say is none of this makes sense. Nothing makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is they want as many people vaccinated and as soon as possible, because that's all I get. That's it. I don't know why they're doing it, but I do know this. The only thing that's going to keep us from winning and succeeding is unity. We need to stay together. The division I've seen between colleagues, friends, families, lovers, marriages is unbelievable. It's dividing. It's a line in the sand. And I don't know what happens to them. I'm trying not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I swear to you, people I've known my whole life are different. They won't listen to the other side like they used to. I just don't get it. So I just don't know what's happening. Nothing makes sense, and the war is higher than us. The war is between good and evil, and the only thing that we're going to stay together is unity. It's the only thing we can do.
Every day on my little radio, I hear about the dozens upon dozens of cases and happened?
You don't hear that, do you?
Where are the graves? Where are all the victim families? I've never found it. I've never seen all these cases.
Let's see what the mainstream media says about what was it, 1,000 people at the last one? Oh, 400. Oh, 400. Oh, wow. Even better. Right, yeah. And look it up, I'm not a real nurse either, right? I am most definitely a real nurse. I'm a licensed practice nurse, but before that, I am a mom. And I'm going to start by reading. I read some stuff about informed consent last time, but we're going to go further dive into that. Oh, sorry, I'll be closer. No, we're good. There we go. All right, yeah, is that better? Can everybody hear me? Okay. So, this is what it says in my Canadian Fundamentals of Nursing textbook about informed consent. The following materials are required for informed consent. A brief, complete explanation of the procedure or treatment. A description of any possible harm, including permanent damage or death, that may occur as a result of the procedure. Also, an explanation of therapeutic alternatives to the proposed procedure or treatment. Not sure anybody is getting those things before they get a vaccine put into their arm. As well as the risk of doing nothing, which is what, a 99 point what survival rate is the risk? Okay, thank you. So that's where we're at. That's just a little bit about informed. All right. I'm just here because, not because I'm a brave nurse or, because, well, I'm here because it's time. It's time to start, telling the truth about what's really going on. And to encourage others to do the same. I don't find myself brave, I find it my duty as a nurse to protect my patients, protect the people I love. And that doesn't mean getting a vaccine, that means telling the truth about what's going on. So I work with seniors. After the second dose was given, we saw, sorry, I'm doing the mom bounce, always do the mom bounce. We saw an insane amount of bleeds happen in our residents, GI hemorrhages, coming from places you don't want to bleed from, obviously. I saw bleeding happen from people's ears, 80, 90-year-old women, vaginal bleeds happening on 80, 90-year-old women. That doesn't happen. This was on multiple people. It wasn't just, one or two. Blood clots, you name it. We had blood sugars going out of whack. Falls became fatal for people. Over and over, the same people falling multiple times a day, multiple days in a row. The rapid decline in cognition in these people was overnight. You guys, people who were fully, totally good on their own. A week or two later, full assist. That means they're bedridden, you need a lift to get them out of bed because they're dead weight. This doesn't just happen, guys. We would talk about it, and there would be people who worked as PT or OT from other sites who would go to multiple sites. They would come back and they would say, the same thing is happening at this site. The same thing is happening over here. What's going on? Why are all the same things happening across the board? there were so many times where I went home and I said, I'm crazy. I'm just making crazy, connections with the vaccine, to what's happening, and it's probably not. It's probably not. It's probably not. And it is. It is. Because the more people that started speaking up, the more I was like, holy crap, it is. Right there, a private home care nurse who's lost dozens. Right there. Same symptoms. Bleeding. Guys. Yes. Yes. Over and over. Yes. Yes. So guys, this is one nurse right here. I'm one nurse. How many more nurses is it going to take for people to start realizing this is wrong? There is something wrong going on. I don't care what I'm going to lose. I do not want to work for a system and for people who push for segregation, who push for manipulation. I am not working for a company who does that. I value my values and my family more than that. Guys, we had people who were in isolation with a negative COVID test, double dosed, which, should provide them full immunity. That's what it's supposed to do, right? Guys, we had a resident in isolation for their 2 weeks. Day 13 of day 14 had to go back to the hospital for something, wasn't emerged for 2 hours, came back because it was a high-risk setting. They were in ISO for another 2 weeks. 1 month in isolation alone. They did that to my mom. You guys, there's so many stories like this. Residents were not consulted about what they wanted. Family members were not asked, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to go out and expose yourself but be able to see your family? No one was asked this. People were begging for that where I worked. People were begging for that. Guys, what's going on now? I don't really know at what point people need to get to start speaking out. Nurses, I know you guys are out there. I know there's so many of you that are seeing these things that in your heart, you're questioning them. As a nurse, like I said, it's our duty to protect our patients. Do you want to work for this umbrella of an agency who is doing what they are doing to their hard workers? My answer to that is no. Doctors, there's some amazing doctors. Start speaking out because as nurses we have your back. Midwives, I know that there are many midwives that are seeing some strange things going on with pregnant women, with new babies being born. Guys, I know this is happening, and I'm hopefully here just to encourage one more nurse, one more doctor, just to say something. Say something. It doesn't matter what the heck it is, say something, because that is going to be the only thing that moves us forward.